Hello everyone, we're back with another episode of What's the Hype? Today we're kind of shifting gears a little bit. We're going to talk more so the Johnston community and how the Johnston Golf Foundation is impacting the youth here in Johnston as well as at Hyperion. And we're blessed to have a few special guests here. Carson Haddle, who's the boys and girls head golf coaches at Johnston High School. Sarah Bidney, our director of instruction, and then Jeff Johanson, a member here at Hyperion, also a board member of the foundation, as well as Sarah. So we're going to kind of jump right into this. I'm going to ask quite a few questions to our guests here, and they're going to explain everything and what everything's about with the Johnston Golf Foundation. So Carson, I'll turn it over to you. How was the Johnston Golf Foundation founded?
Kind of came with a vision, I would say 2-3 years in the making, conversations with a number of different people, and then follow up with Jeff and a couple other board members to make it become a reality, and things kind of came to fruition. Official launch date, January 2025. Have a number of great board members on board helping out in different capacities, and really have two main goals and visions with it, and is to try to promote youth golf in the community and, when possible, throughout the state of Iowa, and then also to help serve the men's and women's programs at the high school. So it's just not being a supporter of the men's and women's golf programs, but it's to try to promote youth golf and really the game in general in the community and throughout the state.
Well, the game's really growing. I see that here at Hyperion, just with the amount of youth out here hitting balls, to playing golf, to, in Sarah's Op 36 programs, junior golf. It's really night and day where it was even 4 or 5 years ago. So that's great that you guys are getting involved and have started this up. Jeff, why don't I turn over to you? Who all makes up the Johnston Golf Foundation?
We have a board of 10 members, I believe, off the top of my head. I believe 5 or 6 of them are actually members of Hyperion Field Club. So good representation across the community, and every board member is focused on the same thing, back to Carson's mission that he stated: grow golf in the junior golf in the area, and then also help the high school program. So we're excited to roll through 2025 and watch it grow.
Awesome. So Carson, what are some of the short-term and long-term goals of the foundation? Where do you want to be here, end of this year? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Yeah, so short-term, we launched kind of our 2 big initiatives that are starting up this coming month in June. We have our Iowa High School Golf Showcase that we're putting on for kids all across the state. We also have our Johnston Golf Foundation inaugural outing that we're doing on the 25th later on this month, and then we have a youth clinic that Sarah Bidney and Jenny Jackson are helping lead with a number of kids in the programs for kids that are kindergarten through 5th grade. So short-term wise, it's really getting the name, the identity, the brand of the foundation out there, awareness of it. So then down the road, and with how we've had things set up this year with our high school showcase, it has gone above and beyond what I think a lot of us thought it would do for this first year. And with that being kind of like long-term, it's already taken care of itself for 26, 27 and beyond, which we'll kind of speak more to also. But, the ideal sky kind of view for maybe the programs is to have our own indoor hitting facility with bays, places for kids to hang out, being able to host different types of sessions for our kids on the men's and women's side, incorporating different technology into our programs. Again, that's big picture type goal implementation that we have in mind, but really the short term is just really making an awareness out there for people about what is the Johnston Golf Foundation with what we're trying to do.
Awesome. So you mentioned the Iowa Showcase. Sounds very intriguing from the research I've done, the people I've talked to. So talk through that. That's next Monday, correct?
Next Monday, June 2nd.
Okay.
Yep, and that's going to be at the Tournament Club of Iowa in Polk City. It's an absolute game changer for kids throughout the state. It is boys and girls across all classes of golf. So that's 1A through 4A in the state of Iowa. Big school boys, which is 4A, is in the fall. All your other classes of boys and girls golf are in the spring. So this is an opportunity for, if I am a golfer, 9th grade through 12th grade, where I have a chance to compete against some of the best golfers throughout the state, regardless of when my golf season is. It's also an opportunity for us to, if I have aspirations of playing collegiately after high school, we do have a number of colleges and universities that are going to be there in attendance. And again, just to put it in perspective, with year one, full field that we would have would be 96. We were realistically thinking and hoping for maybe 60 in year one. As of today, when registration officially closed, we're sitting at 90 kids.
Wow.
With our colleges and universities that are coming in, we sent out an email notification, awareness of this opportunity for them to all colleges and universities within a 300-mile radius. And again, year one was hoping for maybe 15, maybe 20. We have 43 different college programs that are going to be there to support these kids. Media outlets, we're starting to get quite a bit of traction here as we're within a week and a half of it, where initially we weren't sure if we were going to have much media opportunity for these kids, but my calendar's filled up really quickly within the last 48 hours of phone call, interviews, just more information about what is the showcase that's going on. So, really what we're hoping for is that we can have as much of a means as possible to promote these kids with where they are, who they are, where they're coming from. Sure. Because if anybody knows the game of golf right now, on the boys and the girls side, there is just an amazing quality of golf right now throughout the state with all these kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. So 42 colleges and universities. So obviously there's people coming from outside the state of Iowa.
Yes. Yep.
That's for year one. That's exceptional.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, you should be really proud of what you've put together there. So 90 participants, TCI Monday, June 2nd, and then I understand there's a dinner for participants at Hyperion June 1st, this Sunday.
Yes, we have a phenomenal speaker. Ken Shaw is going to be speaking to a number of the kids as well as their families. And the premise of the message is capitalizing on your golf experience for your next opportunity. Okay. So if anybody appreciates the game of golf, whether they're someone who's just getting started, or someone that's maybe at the high school collegiate level, or someone that's maybe more experienced like us that's been around for a little bit. I mean, there's so much more that you can get from the game of golf than just the competitive nature of it. And with Ken being willing to be our speaker and kind of share his journey that he's had, especially being from Iowa and everything that he's done for the game, we are just extremely fortunate to have him being willing to do that for us.
Awesome. That's great. Jeff, why don't we turn it over to you, talk about the golf outing coming up on June 26th. Is that right? Wednesday?
It is Wednesday,
First
June
annual?
26th, June 25th.
June 25th.
June 25th on a Wednesday. And that event this year also is at TCI. It'll be your traditional outing in terms of a 4-person scramble. And all are welcome to play across the community. Anybody wanting to do their part to help out the foundation. We've had a good response so far. We've had some folks in the community step up in terms of sponsorship.
Just going to ask, what kind of sponsorship?
So we've had a couple Hyperion members that are our sponsors. One of them is our feature sponsor, or big sponsor of the event.
Great.
Jeremy Thompson, who runs Stony Creek.
Yep.
So we're really blessed to have that. Jeremy's also a board member.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's serving very well on the board so far, and I think having a lot of fun with it. Sign up sheet we can post. I think either we can probably share that in some capacity with this podcast, but registrations will be open until 22nd or 23rd.
And there are still spots available.
Yes, there are still spots
Great.
available. Yes, absolutely.
Well, if you're interested, we can get that shared on our social media page with this podcast, as well as, I believe you guys are on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
And Instagram.
And Instagram.
The majority of the traffic you'll see from a social standpoint will be on Instagram and X. We are sharing things on Facebook as well.
Great. Well,
And everything handle-wise is the Johnston Golf Foundation.
Johnston Golf Foundation. JGF, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a follower, we should have it done end of summer. We're optimistic that we'll have a fully functional web page up as well.
Okay.
So we'll be able to share our story and have that be a additional source of information for folks that want to learn more.
That's great. Well, I've got a team signed up. I can't wait for it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, probably be competitive up there if I
You
had
will.
to guess.
You will.
I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about everybody else. We'll see. So, Sarah, talk youth camp, August 2nd, you and Jenny Jackson, another Hyperion member, 2 really, really good players. What is that going to entail?
Yeah, so it's almost full actually, which is really exciting. We tried to do one here, I think in late April, early May, and we just didn't quite get the word out. So we regrouped, and it's going to be August 2nd. It's for 12th through 8th graders. So the first group is kindergarten, first and second as a group, and then third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth, seventh, eighth. So they each have 2 half-hour spots where you can sign up for, but the clinic itself will be an hour. They'll rotate through a short game element and over to full swing. And we're going to enlist some of the high school players to come help and volunteer.
Coach a little bit.
Jenny will be running a station. I'll be running a station. And right now the first 3 times are full. The 4th time for, I want to say it's third, fourth, and fifth has 1 spot left, and then I think there's probably 5 spots left total for the older
so you're
kids.
Gonna sell that out for
Yeah,
sure.
so I think it's going to be a sellout, and we'll probably look at maybe adding some more times. So.
Okay. And where is it going to be located at?
We're going to host this over at Mark Egley's driving
great.
range, the Des Moines
Awesome.
driving range. So.
Great.
Yep.
Well, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So if someone wants to support the foundation or even get involved, what would be the best way to do that, Jeff?
Well, there's a couple ways. First off would be to plan our outing.
Okay.
That would be a fantastic way to start your support of the foundation. We are also looking at, on a yearly basis, doing, I'll call it a donation with a article that you'll receive. For example, we're probably going to put together a hat that will have the Johnston Golf Foundation logo on it. I would have worn my hat today, but I have to go back to work,
Okay.
so
That's
I didn't
fair.
want to redo my hair. But we had some help with a logo externally, and I think the logo really represents what we're all about. I'm excited to put it on some stuff and get it out there a little bit more in the public.
Awesome. Well, what else, you guys? That's kind of all I had today. Is there any other topics you want to hit? Kind of fill people in about the foundation?
Golf strong throughout the state, especially Johnston. I mean, we've had great turnout of kids going out for golf on the men's and the women's side.
So yeah, talk a little bit about that. I noticed that on a grad party we had. It was Macy Miller's grad party, and they had the freshman picture when she was a freshman of the golf team, girls golf team. Then the senior, it looked like it tripled.
Yeah, we've grown exponentially. This past season, we had on the women's side 48 girls that were out for golf. We were also extremely fortunate that we were able to get hired a third coach.
Okay.
It's actually a former Dragon, Elizabeth Zimmerman.
Oh.
She's our third coach on the coaching staff. Rick Brooks is our other coach. And yeah, we went from pre-COVID 35 being the largest, and then after we dropped down a little bit, and then we went 35, and 48 this past season, which is phenomenal. And for all of our girls, and this is really what we try to do on the men's side and on the women's side, we'll go through, and assuming that there's no ineligibility things or attendance things going on, I mean, we were able to give almost all of those kids, all 48 of those girls, 3 competitive golf meet opportunities, which is very rare when you're talking about that many kids. And I mean, even similar on the boys' side, our boys structure, we have a competitive team and a practice team just based upon numbers and feasibility with the courses. So we'll keep anywhere from 36 to 40 on our competitive team, and it's the same. I mean, we were able to give all those kids anywhere from, at minimum, 4 to 6 opportunities. In high school, the most that you can play in is 12, not counting postseason and state.
Okay.
So we really try to promote the opportunity component to it, but then when kids are able to, that competitive side, and we place them appropriately. We're not going to put someone who's brand new to the game of golf in a varsity competition. It's not fair to them. It's also not fair to their teammates or to the team. But I mean, we've had just an unbelievable amount of great movement going on the women's side. Really also multi-activity kids going out for golf, whether it's other sports or whether it's kids in related arts. And yeah, it's a good and bad problem to have. I mean, it's a logistical nightmare at times
sure,
trying to coordinate
yeah.
everything, but it's better than having only 8 kids out. So.
Wow. So the boys team, we'll kind of finish with this. So they won state last year.
Yep.
And they've got a strong team returning. So I'm sure that's exciting for you as well as Jeff. Andrew is one of the kids on the team, and it's been fun watching because a lot of those kids are members here. And I remember when these guys were like this, and now they're smashing the ball. They're driving par 4s. It's been fun to see, and I look forward to watching them this fall.
Yeah, those group of guys, whether it's our core group or whether it's guys that are going to be new to the program, the competitive nature of that group of guys is really special. The type of conversations and course management scouting that you can do with the course is a different level than maybe other teams can. But at the same time, too, I mean, we're fortunate being in the CIML because our competition within the CIML on the boys' side for the last number of years has been just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'll go back to like the last 2 years. 8 out of the 9 teams were ranked in the top 13 within the state, and that's just within one conference, you know. And then we also had for the last couple years, your top 3 teams were all within the CIML, you know, number 1 in the state, 2 and 3 in the state. So, I mean, you talk about going and seeing and being part of a great competitive atmosphere. I mean, it's just go to a CIML triangular golf meet, go to an invitational that's being hosted. And we've been fortunate. I mean, you can do a lot of great things when you got fuel in the car, and we've had a lot of fuel in the tank of the car, and we've been driving it, you know, foot down, going 100 miles an hour. And, yeah, we just got a lot of great things going on right now. And, you know, we also have a number of guys, though, that are willing to step in and they want that spot, you know, so that brings up the competitive nature of stuff. You know, how do you figure out who to play, what's maybe this player's playing style on the course that we're going to that's going to allow them to score or not score versus someone who's maybe getting hot, someone who's maybe in a little funk right now. So you just kind of weigh all those different dynamics. But, you know, that's one of the things I've been fortunate with is, you know, Steve Smith, who was the former coach of the Dragons on the men's and women's side, and he's one of my coaching mentors. I mean, I'm still picking his brain on stuff, and we really try to run stuff similar to within the dynamics of we can, but similar to how a college program would try to operate and run their stuff too. So
that's great. Lots of exciting stuff around Johnston, game of golf, Johnston Golf Foundation. So again, if you want to get involved, a lot of ways for you to get involved: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but particularly pointing out the next few events: the Iowa Showcase, Monday, June 2nd, and then the Johnston Golf Foundation Outing on June 25th, and then Sarah's youth camp, Sarah and Jenny Jackson's youth camp on August 2nd. So lots of fun things going on. Appreciate your guys' time, Carson, Sarah, Jeff. This is exciting.
Thank
Appreciate you hosting us. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.